So, Nathan, I need some help. Thank you. So here at my table are now these two wonderful, one VC, one analyst here on my left side. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Lina Chong. And on my right side, one of my favorite female entrepreneurs from the Berliner scene. I've known her for a little bit longer, and I'm very proud that she's here tonight in my Friday at 6 show. Ladies and gentlemen, Daniela Schiffer. And of course, you know her of changers.com. And Daniela, to start off right with you, show us your product, because it's always so much better, because part of your product is actually hardware. So you might as well show it right from the start. What are you doing, Daniela, with changers?
Okay, well that's, hello? Is it open? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Yes, very good. Well, that's actually one of the nice things about hardware, is that I have actually something to show at this very moment. Now it's working, yes. So what you see here, or what we have done actually, is we have developed a solar charger and a solar panel, which is portable, which is small, which you can just put into your bags or pockets, whatever, and you can charge your mobile devices like a smartphone, a tablet, PC, etc. Well, so far so good. It's hardware. That's like solar charger is not really something special, besides that it really looks nice and it works. What makes this device special is that it actually measures the exact amount of CO2 you have saved by using your own green energy. And these data can then be uploaded to our community, changers.com. And there then you can see your achievements, compare with your friends, and basically just get like statistics and data on what you have done so far. And we think that in order to motivate people, the easiest thing is to have to give CO2 credits for the okay, I'm moving too much, to give credits for every gram of CO2 people have saved,
right?
And these credits can then be redeemed on our marketplace for sustainable products. And
yeah, and it's a shame that you say that so fast, because this redeeming of credits is so nice, because you can get things back in return for that.
Absolutely.
So you've developed a hardware device,
right?
Then you developed software, and then actually as a third component, you have this wonderful social platform where people can check each other out. You have the same goal. You're using this solar energy actually to, you know, get in touch with other people that are like-minded, so to say.
Right. So we really say we use the hardware as a tool for the community. So basically, this is like forging your money in order to then spend it on our marketplace.
And you got a prize out of the hands of the Bundeskanzler and Kanzlerin, I have to say.
Right.
So in Germany, I mean, we're here in Germany, of course, this is like the higher up you cannot get, right? And you got 15,000 euros as well.
Right.
So this was a great achievement after, we also have to mention that, of course, after a really difficult year.
Absolutely. No, that's we are really proud of the how far we have gotten with this, and also of the recognition we are getting right now with our product. So that's great. Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah. Lina, welcome to the show. You're an analyst at Hasselplattner Ventures.
That's right.
So you're analyzing how many proposals per year are you sifting through?
Well, on average, I would say we get about, per person in the fund, probably about 1 to 5 every day.
1 to 5 every day?
Per person.
Per person. And how do they come in? All intros, or like in the email box? Or because I'm so curious, because you get these emails, everybody tries to be, of course, like the best, the most smartest. Do they all say, "Hi, Lina, yeah, we talked 2 weeks ago, here's my proposal," or?
Sure, yeah, I mean, there's a variety of ways that deals come across our tables. I would say the most effective channel would be through a personal introduction, especially coming from one of the partners at our fund. Otherwise, you know, there's random cold call emails. We look through all of them, by the way, so.
You look through all of them.
Yes.
Kieran O'Leary from Early Bird once told me that actually what lands like as a cold email in the inbox gets the less attention. That's kind of the intern work. Is that true, or?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Let's be very real. It's true.
Yeah. So if you don't have an introduction over a partner at your venture capital partner,
or
then it
generally
becomes,
anybody in the fund. Anybody in the
Okay.
fund can get excited about a company or an
Right.
entrepreneur and introduce
Yeah.
it to the fund.
Yeah. And you are doing consumer internet. So what excites you at this moment? What really makes you happy when you think, okay, when I get this, then I'm super happy?
You know, I'm really excited about very innovative companies. Especially working in industries that really haven't been disrupted in a very long time, right?
Yes.
I'll use an example just because it's the latest deal that we did in the online travel space. If you think about the online travel space, you think about Kayak and all these Expedia, all these kinds of companies.
Gitsy, Triposo.
No, like OTAs, like where you book your travel. So Gitsy
Okay.
is for more so for events. But if you think about online travel, it hasn't really been changing all that much over the last 5 to
Right.
10 years.
Right.
So then I look at industries like that and see, okay, who are the people working in these kinds of in these spaces, and what are they doing? And are they doing something unique? Are they doing something special? And you'll find some gems.
So online travel is something that really excites you now. What do you see in this business?
So a lot of what I see is taking traditional like OTA, so travel agencies online. I'll give you an example of the cruise industry. There's
The cruise industry.
Yes, I mean when
Don't
most people
all these
book
boats
cruises,
sink and
I hope not all of them. No, I mean, traditionally people have been booking cruises through travel agencies, right? I mean, you can also think of the demographic, like who actually books cruises.
Right.
Generally older people. There's a company out there right now called Dreamlines that are they're
Great
working,
name.
Thank you. Well, thank them.
Yeah.
Who really brought this kind of cruise booking space to the web. Very simple, very, very simple, but it's something that's moving naturally with everything.
Yeah. And now we have to touch upon like a little bit a sensitive topic, because I mean, as a German venture capitalist, you have to kind of deal with the situation that entrepreneurs here in Berlin, but probably everywhere, rather not go to a German VC first, right?
Why not?
Because I can tell you, because German VCs take a very fucking long time to decide whether they're going to invest or not.
Could be true, but it's not true for Hasso-Plattner Ventures, at least in my experience.
How long does it take at Hasso-Plattner if you have a really good idea to invest?
A really good idea?
Yeah, where everybody, the partner meeting is in 3 days and they all agree. How long does it then take before the money is on the account?
From 1 month to 3 months, and it really depends, right, on the stage of the
but
company.
wait. So you have this perfect situation where everything's perfect, and then it takes 1 month to 3 months. That's pretty long. 3 months is pretty long when you have this kick-ass awesome idea.
Look, I mean, there's a lot of things that we have to do as venture capitalists. So there's certain responsibilities that come across our table that we really have to uphold. We have to do proper due diligence. We can't just recklessly invest money where we think...
That's what everybody then says, this due diligence, these Germans, they go over every detail. I mean, you know this entrepreneur, right? You believe in the idea, everything is
right.
perfect.
Yes.
Due diligence, that's nothing then.
Well, I mean, maybe what you're thinking about is a very new company, something where,
But you've been following this entrepreneur for a long time, right? You know who he is.
That depends.
Okay.
That depends. Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, it's the case that there are contracts, there are lawyers, there are people looking into the technology to see if it's sound. We have to see if it fits in the market. We as a venture capitalist, we have to see if we can help the company grow in a certain industry, and all of that takes a little bit of thought.
By the way, I'm not blaming you personally for everything that all the entrepreneurs are saying for like Germany. So it's not
all
only
I know is
natural.
I like to do my job properly.
Right.
So it's,
So when we talk about changers again, they are kind of having a different path. They are going to seed match and they do crowd investing. How do you look because I mean, I guess that we can pretty surely say that VCs have like a pretty bad rendement over the last 10 years. How do you look at all these different forms of investment that are now also available for entrepreneurs?
You know, I personally, I think it's great. I think it gives an extra avenue for certain kinds of companies that might not necessarily be a venture capital case, a way to get, a means to get some funding. I haven't really encountered a company that we funded that had taken capital from this way before. So I can't really say how it is. What the cap table looks like, for example, or what the politics looks like.
So the cap table, how many people are actually having a share in the company?
Holding the company, or so how that is in general. Yeah.
So Daniela, can you tell why crowd investing?
Well, I mean, for us, actually, it was a pretty obvious idea for a platform which actually is offering a crowd energy production and a crowd CO2 saving. Yeah. It was the most natural idea to go and say, okay, we're going to ask the crowd to invest in us and to just have these micropayments. And
But if Axel partner said to you, hey, we want to invest, would you have then say no and said, no, sorry, we're going to do crowd investing?
Absolutely not. I mean...
Okay. So is it a kind of a B choice, or is that too hard to say?
No, I think that's too hard to say. But of course, I mean, you look at different options and see what comes first. And actually, what we said, or the path we would like to go, is to first do a crowd investing, perhaps even do a second one in the United States. So first do it nationally, then go international, and then with this tracker go to a VC and say, look, that's what we did. That's the traction we got. And so that's basically what.
And I haven't looked at the what's the current standing now of how much money have you raised now in the current campaign?
I think we are now at 44,000 euros.
Already?
Yes.
And you set a goal of 50,000, right?
No, basically the span is in between 50,000 and 250,000.
Okay.
And you are for 60 days on this platform.
Yeah.
And so basically you, of course, I mean, investing or talking to a crowd, this is a continuous thing, so you have to continuously go and motivate people and say like, hey, look, come on, and it's I know it's still time, but you have to, or basically it's something that you have to be pretty pushy about. So it's like a public, it's like an IPO, so they're also like companies have to do a lot of advertisement in order to get people to sign.
Yeah. So because of the fact that you had this difficult year last year, right? I mean. Right. You recovered, you bought back the shares after this bankruptcy that you encountered.
You can say that we filed insolvency, it's fine, it's okay. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, the point is, of course, that, and now actually I want to ask this to Lina, I mean, does it really make a difference for you to know that these entrepreneurs that maybe come for money have failed the first time?
You know, I must say, from my personal opinion, if you have failed the first time around and you've been able to pick yourself up and kind of, you know, rally this kind of crowd to back you up, I think that says a lot about, you know, your kind of endurance and your product. Yeah.
And does your Israeli longtime German boss Aaron Davidson also says the same?
I'm sure he would. I'm very, very sure he would.
Because this Risikokapital, this typical German aspect of, you know, being very risk aversive, you're of course American, right? So, I mean, you see sometimes also differences within the team, how people view upon the history of entrepreneurs?
No, I really don't. I think the kind of risk adversity really comes from risk outside of the entrepreneur and not necessarily with the entrepreneur. I mean, I think market risk, you know, operational risk, those kinds of things, but not necessarily with the entrepreneur. No.
Yeah. Now, perhaps I can even answer there too, because we talked also, of course, to some VCs, and I had a conversation of 2 months, I think, after we filed, and I was like, yeah, and then we filed, and he was like, yeah, it's okay, and then I go like, no, it's not okay, and he goes like, yes, I know, but it's okay, you know. So it's people really for VCs, this is a normal situation. So sometimes normally they have 20% of their portfolio is in exactly this position. So it's not, it's again, insolvency is not the end of a company, you know. It really depends on why you had to file.
Yeah. Okay. A very, very big thank you for appearing tonight here on this stage of Friday at 6.
Thanks for having me.
A big applause for Daniela and Lina.